Welcome to another episode of the Overserved podcast. Joe's pouring us a shot. Pour yourself a shot. We're going to have a couple drinks today. There's some things that we want to talk about. One of them happened to be about the Buffalo public school system.
Say it ain't so.
So, of course, I need to have a drink, some liquid courage.
You need courage?
There's an ant on the table.
Like an uncle and an aunt?
I mean, if my uncle had balls, if my aunt had balls, should it be my uncle?
Yeah.
I messed it up.
Can you...
Shot glass? Oh, anyway, I'm your host, AC, AngryCops, Rich High, and this is my co-host, your co-host, and favorite G.I. Joe, Joe! General Infantryman Joe, General Joe, Average Joe, Handsome Joe.
BJ Joe? No, that doesn't work.
Doesn't work
Hi,
at
Joe.
all. B-Joe.
B-Joe.
No. That just sounds like a weird anime character. No, B-Joe! And you know,
hey, dude, you told me Japan and America got together with the Twitter thing.
Yeah.
I feel like the anime...
you are a B-Joe.
Yeah, I feel like...
Oh,
yeah.
to B-Joe. That actually sounds like somebody trying to say video with an accent.
B-Joe.
I recorded it on the video.
B-Joe. I got you on video.
I catch you on video. You are...
Did it bite back?
It was spicy.
Well, we're drinking alcohol, but I'd like to talk about our holiness here.
Yeah, first of all, before we even get started, Joe, there was something shiny coming from your neck that I believe we talked about in a previous podcast.
Oh, you said I had a neck? That's a compliment.
Yes, that's
yes,
right.
Look, I got a neck. And for all you said, ooh, see, I said it.
You said the F-bomb already.
I said F-bomb, yeah.
Pull that mic closer to your face. I hit the mic. Everybody drink.
Twice. When Rich hits it, you hit twice.
Yep. But yes, you have, I guess you could say, a very shiny Jesus.
I have a shiny Jesus right here.
You do have a shiny Jesus.
He protected my tool room for quite some time.
Blessed it.
Yeah, he blessed it. Like I said, I haven't lost a finger yet.
But
look at this guy.
Is
he sparkling?
He's shining.
He's shiny.
He's shining.
He's keeping us safe. There were a lot of requests for basement Jesus, studio Jesus.
Well, that's...
Yeah. I think this fits. It was in my basement.
Yeah. Well, basement Jesus isn't like a singular Jesus. Like it's... If there is a Jesus in a basement,
yeah,
that's a basement Jesus.
Yeah.
Like in the OG crack house, I have a basement, the OG basement Jesus. In the new crack house, I've got an Orthodox basement Jesus. And here on the podcast, we've got shiny Jesus.
I like the shiny Jesus.
Shiny Jesus. Like I get why people get him.
Juneteenth Jesus.
Juneteenth Jesus.
Hey, keeping us safe.
That's when I got him.
Yeah.
Got him at the Juneteenth festival for you.
Oh. I never really addressed the situation. I told my father about this.
Yes.
My father's a pastor. Mm-hmm. We don't worship deities and idols other than. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not like, I mean, it's a deity. It's a representation. It's an artistic representation of the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad wasn't having it.
We're not praying to the necklace, Dad.
No, we're not. But he's keeping us safe. It's makes us think of, Jesus.
The man upstairs.
Yeah. Except this one's bling bling.
That's a very shiny Jesus. I mean, some people picture their Jesus like hammered in the front row of a concert, and he's just singing lead vocals for Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Oh no! Oh,
some picture their Jesus is a tuxedo T-shirt, which says I'm classy, but I'm here to party.
Yeah.
And some people picture their Jesus as a shiny Jesus.
It's a shiny Jesus.
Yeah.
I know where you're going with that. That's funny. Yeah, so he's here. We got that.
We also have a mascot for the show. One of the previous episodes, we talked about
Mr. Tanner,
a home defense gnome.
Yeah.
And we happen to have him up here as he's wielding an axe. This is our home defense gnome, Tanner Wright. That's right. We have a gnome named Tanner Wright.
Yeah, Wright.
He's got an explosive personality.
Yep.
And he doesn't like government overreach, so he fits in just fine.
And after a simple conversation, mild negotiations, he agreed to join the team.
Mm-hmm. Pull that thing closer to your face. It's like a foot plus away.
You're a foot plus away.
What's going on with that?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, you pushed it away. You afraid? Scared?
I never had something so big in my face before.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You sound like every woman I've never slept with. Speaking of disappointments,
yeah,
the Buffalo Public Schools.
Oh, God. Why am I not even surprised?
I hope you're ready for this.
No.
I have to verify.
Why does it have to be one thing after the other?
I have to verify the information.
Mm-hmm. As you know, Rich has been on a Buffalo Public School investigation What do you want to call it? Information. Where do you want to go with this?
I've been trying to shed light on the
like
shortfallings of the Buffalo public school system for over a year now.
Yeah.
And part of that shedding light, that information gathering and exposure is, well, just that. The gathering and then the exposure of the information. And so I have additional information. I would like to talk about Public School 94, but it's on Hurdle Avenue. It's right across the street from the Jasper Projects. Joe, when kids go to school,
they learn.
But there's in that education that they receive, there is like a level of safety that
we're all about safety. Security guards, health regulations, bulletproof glass, buzz you in. Go ahead.
Well, you got to get, immunizations and shot records and stuff like that, and vaccines in order to go to public school too,
mandated.
Which I think is weird. I feel like that's a constitutional violation.
It is.
Hey, you have to have this in your body in order to get educated. I'm sorry, this is taxpayer paid.
I don't even want to get into the science behind it, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's its own thing, which I think is like a stretch. I mean,
we'll go there somewhere else.
Vaccines, I think, are important. I'm not a vaccine denier. COVID was an interesting moment.
I'll end it with, don't force me to do it.
I'm about free will, and I'm not about forcing somebody to put something inside their body that they're not comfortable with.
That's like free willy then.
Yeah, if you don't want to in your body,
yeah.
I touched it.
That
I
was
bumped
solid,
the mic,
dude.
drink. If you don't want a stranger's in your body,
just say
why
no.
can't people recognize that some people don't want to put unknown chemicals in their body in the form of vaccines, whether or not they trust them or don't, or if it's
we'll make
proven science or not? It's just, I'd rather not. Anyway, that's besides the point.
No, along with your vaccine point, if you don't have them, there are accommodations that can be made outside of school. Homeschooling is an option, so if you don't want the vaccines, you can go outside of school and get them. So there's an option not to, right? We're going to keep everybody so safe that even if you don't want to get vaccinated, you can still get a New York State, any kind of education outside of the public education system.
Is there a stipend that they give you because you're not using the public schools?
No, you still pay your taxes.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my point, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm forced to pay taxes
and not be able to participate.
And I'm unable to participate because I decide, or somebody decides that their kid doesn't want to have a specific, not all of them, but maybe
we're super protecting
one or
people.
two.
So we have contingency plans for problems, right? We had COVID 6 feet apart. So we're ready to keep everybody safe with rules. We're ready to keep everybody safe with more rules. Get vaccinated, come into school. So
that's what I want to talk about, right?
Okay.
Keep them safe. Here's medical practice that we've already done where, hey, the health and safety, specifically the health of the children that go to these schools, is paramount, right?
Paramount.
And I'm not bringing up the COVID vaccine for no reason, just to sound like some right-wing crazy person. Bring it up specifically for this point. In the public school,
it's a precedent.
It's correct. It's a precedence that was set. In this Buffalo public school, number 79, in Grabiars, that's right across from the Jasper Projects on Hurdle Avenue, there is currently a lice outbreak. Now,
ice? Do you say ice?
Almost.
DHS?
Lice? No, it isn't an Asian person trying to say rice.
Oh.
It is not. No. It
You're
is
talking
actual.
about the parasitic insect.
Correct.
In your hair.
That lives and eats off your scalp, right? So not a big deal, right? A deal. It is a deal.
It's a problem.
It's a problem, right? But it's not AIDS. It's not the epidemic, right? We're not just like injecting kids with AIDS. So, but either way, you're at school. I've been to school where somebody had lice, and you're like, oh, well, what do you do?
Well, back in the day, they used to send you home.
Yeah.
Tell your parents to get a shampoo and a comb.
Yep.
Come back in 7 days.
Correct.
So kind of like self-isolation or quarantine.
Yeah. They would say, hey, we're going to do a random check. Hey, some kids go to this room, some kids go to that room. And we
know what's up. Yeah,
we knew.
You got bugs, boy. Get out of here.
Oh, the ones that don't go to the gymnasium with 95% of the entire school have lice. Knew it.
Bye, Brad.
Yes.
Brad's got lice.
Dirty kid.
Yeah.
It's a thing you got to live with. Whatever. I don't remember who had lice in their hair when I was a kid and we had those checks, but that is like the normalcy of lice, a fairly common, parasite infection, whatever you want to call it, that we take care of.
Infestation.
There we go. Very good term. What the Buffalo Public School that I just stated has done is
I don't like any of this.
In their grade school, I gave Joe a little bit of a heads up about this. So this is grade school. This is young kids, right? Kindergarten through 5th grade, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. What they've been doing is they've been telling the staff, the teachers, not to tell the parents. Hey, staff, don't tell the kids, don't tell the parents that there's a lice outbreak in the school. Also, we are not going to separate the children that have lice from the kids without lice. Grade school kids, the kids that eat dirt.
High-fiving, licking their fingers.
Hugging each
touching
other
everything.
During dodgeball when they're doing tumble drills.
They haven't washed their hands until they get home from school.
Right?
Yeah.
When I was that age, I would headbutt my friends for fun.
Yeah.
Like literally the best way to spread lice, just headbutt your friends for fun.
And shake those loose.
Right?
Yeah.
And so this school, the Graveyard School, is not allowing teachers to notify parents, or I would say school officials, to notify parents that there is lice in these.
Which is so common.
So common.
At a young age.
They're not separating the kids from the large classes. So there's 30 kids in the classroom. One of them has lice.
They all
You'd probably
have
be
lice.
like, hey, let's get him over here. They're not even allowed to separate them because it could cause social anxiety. So we went through COVID. We did all this shit. And now the Buffalo Public Schools is like, don't tell the parents that there's a lice outbreak in the school.
COVID created psychosis. It created anxiety. It created depression, created loss of job.
Well, and the Buffalo Public School System created.
Yeah.
So the Buffalo Public School System, once again, not putting the health, the welfare, and safety of its students as number one, or it's number 5. I don't give a shit.
What's absolutely insane is it doesn't have to be an advertised event. You talked about separating people, quarantining the sick, right, or the infected. You got a couple of kids that popped hot for lice, right? Like teachers are doing comb checks before photo day, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim, Brad, whatever your name is, go get checked out. Here's a shampoo. The nurse says, go to Walgreens, get Purell, whatever it is, whatever shampoo it is.
Yeah.
Wash your hair, check back in 7
Mayonnaise.
days, come back. We don't have to tell anybody. Just go get it taken care of and come back.
Yeah.
What happened to like accountability? Now this government's telling us what kids can know at the age of 5. You think my kid's gonna? Oh no! Don't tell your parents. We're not gonna let the parents know you have lice. So now my whole house
I don't
has
even know
lice.
if the kids know that they have lice, right? The kids probably know that something's weird or that there's like
But
weird
social
squiggly
anxiety,
things.
like take the mystery away. Hey everybody, listen. We're all children. We play around. Things happen. This dude's got a little bit of lice. Don't wear his hat. Don't high five this dude for a week. He's out sick.
You
He's
don't even
got
have to
chicken
say,
pox.
hey, here's this kid. Hey,
Whatever.
guys, there's a lice outbreak in the school.
Oh, so education.
Somebody has it. I want everybody to wash their hands. I want everybody to wear a baseball cap for the next week. I think I did that in my private school. I think everybody was allowed to wear a hat for like a week just to make sure that we weren't like
For funsies,
doing Yeah.
we could alleviate fear and anxiety through information. I
But-
could teach you that this isn't as bad as you think it is.
But what's happening in this Buffalo Public School is an administrator is telling the teachers, the faculty, do not inform the parents about this lice outbreak. Do not separate the kids that have lice from the kids that don't have lice, which if anybody knows anything, all you're doing now is you're now creating
more lice.
More lice.
More
now,
problems.
Like I said, well, the 1 in 30 rule that I just talked about, there's one kid in a class of 30.
Yeah.
He's not separated now. Nobody's telling him. Nobody's informing the kids, wear a hat, don't touch each other, blah, blah, blah. Don't tell your parents. And now,
why are these rules subjective?
Now these 30 kids are going to go home, potentially lice carriers.
So why does Buffalo...
And now spread it to their families.
Why does Buffalo seem to be the epitome of like government overreach? Mr. Tanner, do you have an opinion on this? And he's not really saying much right now. He must not agree.
He's probably self-detonating.
Self-deprecating?
Yeah, sorry. Self-deprecating humor.
Yes,
my bad.
yeah.
So, what we have right now in May 2026 is we have a lice outbreak in a school, in a Buffalo public school.
Which should just be nonsensical. This is
it's
not
very
real.
easy to fix. And instead, the Buffalo Public School administrator of that school and whoever else is telling staff not to notify parents that, hey, there's a potential lice outbreak, not to separate students so that you can prevent more students from getting it. Yeah. And because of those two things, potentially causing a lice outbreak in dozens, if not potentially hundreds of other homes.
Everywhere. So I guess if they're hiding this, what's the reason they're hiding it? What's the benefit to the school? What are we protecting? What are we protecting?
I feel like this whole thing
Reputations?
is like, it's like social media. It's like a social credit score that they've created amongst themselves. It's we can't be the dirty school. We can't be the lice school. It's May. The summer's here. It's not lice. I feel like they're so into their own reputation, God. The aura that they create, this perfect image of what a school should be, that they're like, oh my God, we can't acknowledge the negative. Otherwise, that will look poorly on me as an individual. When you're just like, hey, a lice outbreak in a school, in like grade school kids, is fairly normal.
Dude, when kids had chickenpox, they'd have chickenpox parties.
Parties, yeah.
Everybody gets it.
And now we're all getting shingles when we're older. Thanks a lot, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, it was inevitable. You were going to get it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Right? But why would we hide from it? It's something that's present, accounted for, and pretty prolific among young children, especially in a public school. They come from varied backgrounds.
Yeah.
You don't know where you got it from.
Easy fix. Why cover it up?
Dude, the kid could have played hide and go seek in some attic somewhere, or was out doing, you know what I mean?
It's a public school in the city of Buffalo.
It's pretty innocuous.
Dirty people.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty innocuous.
Not the kid's fault.
But you know what, though? If I had lice, I'm like, oh, man, maybe I should wash more. Maybe I should be more aware where I put my hands when I wash my hands.
Kid's parents should be like, oh, I should probably clean up the house.
So when did the government step in and start taking care of our kids?
That's what I mean. The second that they said that they're mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
The second that, oh, my God, Jesus Christ. The second that, I mean, there's one political party that is very, it takes a village to raise your child. And they took that and said, that village is now the federal government, 320 million people.
The only time,
and you're like, Jesus!
Dude, the only time I want my government raising the child is when they sign on that dotted line and then oath.
Yeah, this will
the
defend.
Constitution. Yes. Yeah. That's the only time you get
when
the right
we're handing them a ribbit, a power ribbot, and a maroon beret.
That was such a good video. Oh, man. If you guys haven't seen it yet on the internet, good, yeah. Okay.
It was in... You miss a lot of stuff in the after show. We talk about some shenanigans. We'll give you a little taste here. Here's a video right here. There you go. Watch it. Of a guy who's like, hey, son, you failed your midterms, whatever it is. Here's a ribbit, which off the cuff is like, oh, sweet. He's giving him a tall boy ribbit. That's kind of cool. Reset your day.
How old's this kid?
And then hands him a maroon beret. And you're like, oh.
82nd.
Direct.
Oh, he's doing it.
We're doing an enlistment.
Yeah. So
we're going into God's QRF.
God's QRF, dude. I like that.
Listen, the 82nd are some obnoxious that I absolutely love too.
Oh, you gotta love them.
Yeah,
everybody loves them.
Yeah,
no, just kidding.
Listen,
82nd, you guys we're with you.
Oh yeah. Listen, you're some special boys. I was on break for a while. All right, yeah. Some special boys, but also great guy.
Creative, I'll tell you that.
Man. I need those beautiful.
But going back to that, where he failed his state-sanctioned, approved test of knowledge, he's going to go get a career and more experience than any 17 or 18-year-old could ever in the real world. He's going to drive million-dollar machinery, have access to full auto weapons, explosives.
We're talking about the kid
in the back seat that they don't actually show. And then meanwhile, I have to deal with an 18-year-old in the real world that doesn't even know how to buy a motorcycle because he lacks common sense. You know what I mean? Like life experiences are missing.
I've got to deal with a 38 or 42-year-old school administrator that doesn't want to fix easily or notify parents about a potential epidemic, a lice outbreak in their school. Hey, I'm in charge of this school, and I'm a big deal. I know what's going on. Sweet. Do you know how to prevent a lice outbreak? Are you a fucking doctor?
Yeah.
No? How about you just educate the people and say this is what's going on?
We've been doing that for all of time, but it's only whatever they want to educate us on. I feel like they've picked and chose what they want to do and what they want to tell us.
Dude, I'm going to say it. I think that the public schools, the adults, the parents of the children that are sent to Buffalo Public Schools don't give a shit about their kids.
So,
or their education. I'm going to say right. 50% of them are Disney dads, meaning they only show up when it's Christmas. That's it. So, did my son, and when I say only show up for Christmas, or to take them to Disney, I mean, I got a phone call that my kid is a problem. That's the only time that I care.
So we have made generalizations on here, and in the comment section, people are like, well, what about this? What about that? And all those things.
You can what if a scenario, sure.
But what I'm kind of getting at is you're talking about a specific group of people that don't take care of their children.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the actual guy that goes to Disney but takes care of his kids. That's not the thing.
No, it's a slang term for
I'm
a guy
talking
that
about
shows
the people
up for
that
the
are
good
just
times.
like, I don't really give a shit about my family. They're more of an accoutrement than they are something I actually care about. We've talked about, you have a child now. There comes a point in time, dude, like, I talked about death the other day, just to give you an idea, with other people. I don't give a shit if I die. I really don't. I told you, I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah.
Because what I leave behind is the problem that other people have to deal with. And I want to make sure I close those problems out before I leave this planet.
Oh, that's an interesting way of looking at it.
What's that?
That I'm leaving my problems behind
For other people to
solve, but I want to set them up for success to solve
That's
them.
my job. But the idea is to give them all the tools that they need to get through this process. The government keeps interrupting some of this stuff based on not teaching my kids about lice.
Welcome to the anti-government podcast today.
It's not anti-government.
It's
Is it Tanner? Tanner? Look at him. He's just like pretending not even to make eye contact right now.
He's so happy not paying taxes.
Why has he got an axe?
Well, because he lives in the woods and he's off the grid.
Ted Kaczynski was off the grid.
Well, Ted Kaczynski didn't have. Oh my God, are we
gonna do Ted?
Welcome,
we can't do Ted right now.
Welcome to the squirrel brain. Get ready for this conversation. Could you imagine Ted Kaczynski with solar power, the batteries that we have now, even though he wasn't a big fan of technology, and drones?
Well,
just saying drones. Like the man made bombs that with sticky tape that he. For those of you that don't know. The UNAbomber, not as in like one bomber, but the university bomber, Ted Kaczynski, what he would do is he would create explosive devices in packages and then put an adhesive on top of them, break into mailboxes. So then like the opening that folds down so you can pull out all the letters that go in it. He would break into them, pull that down, stick it underneath to the inside of the post box, close it up, and then when that adhesive would fail, usually it was like 30 to 60 days, it would then drop into the bag, the collection bin in that post box, and then it would be removed, right?
Then it would be delivered.
Then it would be delivered, and then once it was like shaken enough and opened up, it would then detonate. And it was UNAbomber was University Airlines, UNAbomber. It was UNAbomber. It was like, so university and airlines, because I think there was an airline guy that got bombed.
I'm not familiar with the whole case study. I never looked into it too far.
But could you imagine if Ted Kaczynski
if he had
was
access to the information that we have now?
He hated technology. Well, I don't want to say he hated it. Maybe he did hate it, but he was wary of it. And
in an Orwellian way?
Yeah, like an extreme distrust for how technology was being used to make people subservient to the government. I think is a very good way of saying it.
That's good. You know, Ford and GMC and other people are doing the same thing.
What do you mean?
They want to make us subservient to their technology. All their 2027s are going to have AI capabilities that if you're not regulated to drive, if the machine, the AI tells you that you can't drive, it will not start the vehicle. Your heart rate's up, your pupils are dilated, you're sweaty, you're drinking.
This guy's high on coke.
This guy just did a stripper bump off some you're not driving.
If you
excited,
take away the ability to drive for guys that are coked up after a couple beers, you have destroyed NASCAR.
I hit my mic.
Drink.
Self-admitted.
If you said you can't drive that car, you got too much coke and booze in you,
right?
there would be no NASCAR.
But let's think about it. You're in an emergency. Your wife's got to get to the hospital. We got to go. The AI computer says, you know what? You're kind of excited. We're not going to let you drive. The car shuts off. Each car that they say has a telecommunications device, meaning it has phone capabilities. So if it has that phone capability, then they can shut your car off. AI can talk and a computer can decide for you. I love humans because they're imperfect, and I love discretion because it's situational. You could what if everything. You've said it before. If my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. I don't have time for the what if. I have an emergency. I have to get in the car and go, but now technology's telling me no. Dude, Ted Kaczynski would lose his mind and bomb every car factory that ever existed.
I don't know if Elon would be around.
I'll tell you what, Sarah Connors would be like not happy with what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
AI, yeah.
And so what I'm kind of getting at is Ted was mad about that. He has access to different technology.
Well, I'm saying
the technology we have now is even worse.
Like Ted was like, these guys are, I don't like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Imagine if he like bought in a little bit and said,
what if he utilized the technology?
That's what I'm saying. What if he utilized the drones?
Yeah.
Because he was a brilliant man.
Dude, to think about a sticky tape or an adhesive that would fail over time, drop into a package, create time and distance between you and the issue.
He was a college educator. I forget for what. I want to say it was something to do with like engineering, or something. Like he was a big brain and knew how to make things like from scratch. Like, oh, I can make this cog do this and that, and then this machine will do, etc.
And what is it? Give up safety give up freedoms for safety and security? Is that
I think Ben Franklin said those who give up freedom for security deserve neither.
Yeah. So I'm kind of with freedom is dangerous and stupid.
Correct.
Do it. You have the right to step in front of a bus. The outcome, probably pretty fucking deliberate with the amount of lug nuts and weight of the bus. You're not getting a wheelchair. You're getting a coffin, right? People that don't get to live forever step in front of a bus, right?
Yeah.
They step in front of a train. There's consequences for your actions.
They don't look both ways. They look down at their phone as they go into a busy street. Yeah.
These are facts. Yeah. So when you look at all the things that are set into place to protect us, you're going to let lice outbreak in a school? Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. For reputation and social credit?
Absolutely.
It's gross.
Because people are selfish.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with now the social media generation, right? One of the things that probably Ted Kaczynski would hate. Wait a second, you're telling me you give your location every time you post something?
Yeah.
You're giving them access to all of your data, what you think, what you do, you do. I'm going to play Farmville in exchange for all of my personal security. Yes. Yeah, Ted Kaczynski would hate cell phones. But
is he still alive?
No, I believe he passed away in custody a while ago. Good question.
That's interesting.
I mistyped Kaczynski and I spelled it Kazansky, and that makes it a little more funny.
Krasinski, the guy from The Office?
Hey, this guy's a killer. What's his name? Ted Kazansky. Kazansky. Yeah, he died in federal custody in June 2023 at 81 years old. Isn't it weird how, like, some people pick and choose what terrorists think, and they become kind of like legends? Like, Ted Kaczynski killed people.
Cult followings.
Yeah, Ted Kaczynski killed people that he thought was like, because he didn't trust technology.
Yeah.
And now we look back at that and we go, you know, people thought he was crazy when he did it, but seeing how technology has affected everybody, you're like, ooh, his general outlook on the distrust of technology was validated.
So hindsight 2020, right?
Yeah.
There's always clarity and distance in time.
Hindsight 2023, hashtag Ted Kaczynski. Anyway.
So as you look back at something without the emotion, without the narratives, and you get a little more clarity, right? The smoke has passed.
But I will say on the same side, there's also our dumb generational kids that like latch onto the things that some people say.
Do you know why?
And you go, oh, but you're latching onto an idiot. Even a blind squirrel can find a nut in a forest once in a while.
They lack emotional well-being.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Do you want to know? It was like a couple years ago. Do you want to know who like the new like kiddos were like? Actually, this guy was kind of right with some of the
really out of shit. It wasn't me.
Guess who they were agreeing with?
I don't know.
I guess
anybody in this room?
Famous terrorist. They were agreeing with a famous terrorist.
Really?
Yeah. Start going down the line.
Of terrorists?
Of terrorists that like this generation's kids were like, he's got some really good points actually.
That
like,
Luigi guy?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I'm drawing a blank, dude. I might be.
Can't think of any other terrorists?
There's lots of terrorists. I might maybe they're
Osama
not
bin Laden.
Oh.
And you know what they were like quoting? They were like quoting like, oh yeah, like, you know, usury.
Yeah.
So
usury?
Like, so interest.
It's in the Bible.
It's true. They're like, oh yeah, man, we've got such high interest rates. We should bomb the towers. And they're saying like, oh, they're stupid. Like, he's got good points. You're like, hey, listen, I get it. Taxes or interest rates are high. Yeah,
usury is bad.
Usury is bad. You know, when they take it like shark loans, you know, loan sharks.
Hold on. Dude, you're going down a whole rabbit hole of our economy and our dollars worth.
Well, that's just the economy, right?
No, but the reason interest rates are high is because we live in a place that we can't afford.
Well, that's a moot point. I'm not talking about why they're high. I'm just saying that the kids were like, oh, Osama bin Laden said that 2 + 2 is 4. Osama bin Laden's right about something. You're like, yeah, dude. Yeah. High interest rates suck. Nobody likes them.
I'm right about I didn't murk 3,500 people.
Correct. Yeah. Osama bin Laden living in a
Did you
hole. By the way, Western educated, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, all these guys
CIA
that go
trained.
I mean, maybe.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Like Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, Western educated.
Yeah.
So you're telling me all these people with all these ideas and all the areas that they live at are told, hey, by the way, if you want to be smart, though, you got to go with the people that we hate because those guys are the smart people.
Yeah.
Or so then who are you hanging out with? Oh, we're hanging out with the dumb people? We're hanging out with the dumb people that fly planes into buildings, the dumb people that sequester our entire nation into North Korea. But we go get educated with the people that we hate because they're the what? Because they're the smart people.
And we pay for it.
Oh, we pay. So we learn from
it.
the smart people, but then once we go back home to the dumb people, because I'm not getting educated at Bagram International Institute of Technology. Bagram International Institution. BIT? Yeah, I like that.
I like BIT.
Nobody's going to educate. Nobody's going to Bagram International Tech Institute, right?
No, I'm going to Bryan and Stratton.
Bryan and strap in.
Strap in, strap on.
Yeah.
You're getting f***ed either way. That's not a real degree.
So, yeah. Speaking of just, terrorists and how, it's some people looking back at them. Oh, 5% of what they said makes sense. Yeah, no 5% that makes sense.
Dude, I can find something I like in every story, right?
Right.
And I could stick to it and make my emotional plea for that being the thing.
Mm-hmm. And this is where Joe tells us about why he supports Hitler.
That's not it. But Key and Peele did a fantastic little episode of Hitler. Jesus Christ.
Is it when they were the two white guys? They were the powdered face?
No, that was a good one. A liberal person, I think it was Key and Peele. No, it wasn't. It was just a regular skit. But either way, a liberal time travels back to Hitler.
Yeah.
And Hitler kind of turns around and talks to the liberal and was like, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'm going to end fascism. He's like, oh, really interested in what she has to say. And they end up agreeing on everything.
I think one of them is just like, so what are the things that you don't agree with me on? I don't know. I just know you're fascist. So is it part of the everybody should have free health care? You don't like said I want everybody to have free health care? And then the liberals like, no, actually I like that. No, free health care is great. I want free health care. It's like, okay, you don't think that we should all have schools that are publicly funded?
Is that what it? Yeah.
Or he goes down
all the liberal talking points.
Well, the Nazis are National Socialist Party of Germany. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever wants to talk about that it's fascist. Is it? Because they were the National Socialist Party.
Yeah.
That was their term. They used that term. They used the word that people are using now as democratic socialist.
They want to pick and choose history and their heroes, right? And the 5%. They'll pick out the 5% and be like, oh, that's the worst guy ever. I'm like, yeah, but you seem to agree with 95% of what he said.
Yeah.
What he was about.
I mean, Hitler brought back Germany from a horrible economic downfall from World War I, because basically, and this isn't my opinion, I'm regurgitating things that I've read from other people. The end of World War I was such a stalemate, and Germany was just like, all right, fuck it, we can't do it anymore. That France, Great Britain, and the other European nations were like, we need some money or something from them, because otherwise this whole war was a stalemate. We lost millions of people for literally to keep the same borders. This is holy shit, we're dumb.
Yeah. And
World War I was dumb. So what they did was I forget what the term is, but the Treaty of Versailles, if I'm not mistaken, if that was World War I, and I think it is, was they said basically, hey, Germany, you're going to pay us back for all the millions and billions of dollars that we spent on this war, and you can't create an army for you, which then created Germany into this we're downtrodden and poor because of these other nations that us on a war that basically was stupid, where we all ended in a stalemate anyway. So Germany got super punished hard for World War I, and Hitler came up and was just like, hey, we're angry at people, let's find a scapegoat. And one of the things that
oh, I love scapegoats.
One of the things that happened well underneath that regime was he was just like, all right, we're just going to build and ignore everybody. So now, Hitler, bad guy, dumb, right? But if you were to look at that, instead of saying, hey, I need to be a nation of the world, I need to have millions of dollars in NATO, I need to be a part of the European Union, what if I just did for my own guys and worried about my guys real quick, and then built ourselves into a power,
not collectivism, yeah. nationalism.
And so without the negative aspect of Hitler, and the National Socialist movement that is Nazism, I think a good comparison in a positive light would be Poland right now. Because Poland's like all worried about themselves. And they're like, yeah, we're part of the European Union, but we're not going to follow your stupid laws. We're going to follow the ones that make sense to us. We're not going to let...
And again, if you stand up and you're on your own, people will pick on you and say you're doing it wrong because you're not doing it like us. One of us.
Yeah.
That type of deal.
But like Poland's got less crime.
Dude, all the stuff we're going through now, each nation state that is involved in anything that we're doing in Iran is standing up on its own. They're figuring out like, shit, we're part of a global economy. Our oil's down. How do we get oil? Got to find a different way to get it, right?
Well, I thought that was one of the reasons why we attacked Iran was because we're with China. Basically,
we are fucking with China.
We're tired of China being an economic bully and being an.
So we passed everything off to them.
Maduro's gone, who was giving them and Iran oil, and now we're sinking the ships, and then we're going after Iran, and now China's like, that's like 25% of our overall oil.
We've opened up the Gulf of America. We're doing fracking again. All these different new drill projects are finally going through.
Still waiting on the Strait of Hormuz though to open up though. Because they're mining. Are they mining it? Is Iran mining it? I know they're sending their...
There were threats that these little boats were out there dropping mines and everything like that.
I don't think there's mines, though.
I don't know. But you can't take that chance,
right? They're dumb enough, though. They love those dumb weapons. Because they don't give a shit who dies.
Dude. Oh. Anyways.
Go on. No. Go on.
There are different maps, and they're like, why don't we just cut a new canal through the Strait of Hormuz? Like, instead of making
just cut off the Horn of Africa?
And be done. Yeah.
Isn't that Djibouti? Is Djibouti up there, or is that Somalia?
I'm not familiar with the geographics of that.
I know that...
But the idea is we have to go through pain for a form of correction. And the correction is we're going from a global economy to nationalist economies. And this kind of goes back to where, well, what if I just put up my walls and tell the world to go f*** itself?
I would love that.
Well, we don't have the infrastructure yet. We have contracts and deals in place to build chip factories. Auto plants are coming back. John Deere made deals. Our economy should be in the next few years happening, right? But the current media is pushing out that we're slacking, inflation's happening. Anything that happens in the economy always has a drag time of like 6 to 18 months.
Yeah.
Oh, this is happening. Well, you can't stop a multi-ton train. The train's going down the tracks. It's going to take some time to either divert, slow down, stop, right? So as we're going through this whole Iran thing is teaching each country how to be on its own. And it's really neat to see it that way. Not everybody sees it that way.
What do you mean it's teaching each country to be on its own?
Look at Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
They were under Maduro. Now they're under Bolsonaro, correct?
The female of his vice president.
Oh, no.
That's playing. Right. Yeah, she's playing ball. But
she's making agreements, but they have that heavy oil that's hard to refine. We're investing money. We have American companies developing refineries. That doesn't happen in a week. They're going to fix the refineries, develop the refineries. Venezuela will have its own oil. They won't need the global market. What happens with competition? Prices go down.
Yeah.
What happens with monopolies? Prices go up because they can do whatever the they want.
Yeah.
So we're literally taking this current global economy and breaking it down into a nationalist economy. I was saving this for Tackett, but I'll spend it on you.
Okay.
Yeah. Does it make any sense?
No.
No?
No, it does. It does. But it's take care of the homeland first.
Yeah, dude.
But like
in an airplane, you put on your mask first and then you take care of other people.
Yeah.
If our economy is failing, we're a service-producing industry. What are we servicing? We don't make anything. We can't service shit we don't make.
That was an interesting...
We're outsourcing everything.
I was watching a podcast episode on a guy that... I think I brought him up before on a previous podcast where I talked about like the business dealings in China. He's an American and he studied business, whatever. And then because he speaks Mandarin, he's, flown out to China. He's the representative for a lot of large companies because he speaks Mandarin. He's got the business mindset. And he would talk about how the Chinese take advantage of outsiders' businesses to include like, you agree on the handshake, hey, we're going to make this 20%, you get 20%, we get 8%. And then when they go to sign the contract, it says they get 30%, we get 70%. Like literally that. Like, hey, here's the contract, sign it. And he's like, that's not what we talked about.
Not that, yeah.
So, well, I forgot where I was going with this.
Either way, every nation state, every country is learning how to do its own thing and be a producer again.
Oh, anyway,
I was bringing contracts back.
Where I was going with that is that China's got all the other countries by the balls in a way because they are the largest producer of items. And he was saying, China will do these deceptive business practices without fear, because one, they're a massive market. Two, they are the creator of so many different things. And he said that in order for the United States to get like its balls back, especially when it comes to like the wheelings and dealings of international commerce, is it needs to create things again. Because here's the deal. If you need and we learned about this in COVID. Oh my God, we're going back to COVID. When we'll go with like Ford specifically, I wanted to buy a car. I think you were trying to buy a truck too. And the F-150s didn't have enough microchips in order to like run.
Ford had like 40, 50,000 sitting in Kentucky off the truck plant.
They're like, oh, this truck can't run without a microchip. And all the microchips came from China. And you're like, wait a second. So you're telling me that in like a moment of need, China could just go whoop and cut off the spigot of microchips to the United States?
Italy cut off medicine. We needed medicine, and we couldn't get prescriptions from Italy.
Yeah, because we're so reliant on all these other countries.
A global economy, right?
A global economy, which I understand. A global economy is a large, somewhat complicated
thing. But we outsource
thing.
so much.
But why can't we? We are the third largest country in the world when it comes to acreage.
It almost seems deliberate.
Why can't we create literally everything ourselves?
We can.
I know that there's like more nuance than that.
No.
It's going to be more expensive because it's expensive in the United States, and like steel is cheaper in China, but it's also Chinese steel.
We made it that way.
I know we did. Why can't we make it the other way?
We are making it that way, but you can't go one way with.
Why can't we make America great again? Anyway.
Oh God, you're going to alienate some people.
If they can't understand jokes and in between serious topics, then
ultimately, why can't we do it? Because the dollar's declining, and if you want any kind of change, there has to be chaos. There's always opportunity in chaos. As there are cycles with the economy, one's ending, another's beginning. We've done this back and forth. We have to go through some ass pain, man. There has to be growing pains. You can't get a growing pain without a lesson. The lesson's going to happen. We are starting to produce our own things. Like I said, companies are coming back to the U.S. Trade deals are made in a way that are beneficial to us. Tariffs being issued, leveraged, and then taken away. It's just, hey, I'm going to do this. And don't worry, in 12 months, we're going to have a factory that makes our own shit. Like in Europe, we couldn't sell F-150s. Couldn't. We'd have to pay exorbitant amount of tariffs to sell an F-150 in Europe.
Oh yeah, we could.
But now
we could get the little box car, the tiny little pickups like the Toyota Hilux because of stupid dumb.
The only way
laws
to and there's all these regulations, right? But ultimately now we are building companies back here in the U.S. and we made a deal with Europe. It was like a $600 billion deal to get our products sold there. And now the last little thing I'll bring up about this whole economy, and you're talking about like why don't we produce? We've turned an entire culture of America into bragging about what disabilities, how much government money they get, not working. You used to be able to shake a barber's hand, a bartender's hand, a cop's hand, a teacher's hand, and be like, thank you for working. They worked 40 years in the business, 30 years in the business. You talk to the average person that might listen to this podcast, I'm 20 and out and I'm done. I'm not giving another day. I want my time back. Right?
Yeah.
Where's the honor and respect in serving? Not just your country or your town, but like working in a job that you take pride in. They don't do that because then they put a bunch of micromanaging bosses in front of you. You can't actually stand up as an individual and do your job without getting slapped by some schlep that might be your boss. So why would I go to work for somebody that doesn't appreciate me? You know what I mean? So buying back your time is this whole movement with, I don't even know if it's generational with millennials. I'm 20 and out in the Army. I'm 20 and out in law enforcement. I'm going to, retire and hopefully live, right? But I worked all those years. I don't know if anybody wants to work those years and put that time in and do the hard thing. So you want to talk about like why we're not producing? Why isn't our population not producing? Because culturally it's okay to be on every subsidy that there is. It used to be embarrassing to be on subsidies.
Well, I also feel like there's like a lack of the, I don't want to say work ethic because I think that the generation younger than us, that these 18 to 25 year olds, I don't want to, they're not lazy. Like they're, but I feel like they don't,
can I caveat?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that the opportunity doesn't exist for what I had too either. They talk about boomers had this and, their houses were 17 grand, but when the house was 17 grand, minimum wage was $1.25.
Yeah.
The purchasing power of the dollar is going down so fast and it's such a spike. It's no longer, what do they call this? there's a name for this spike that goes up. I can't think of it. But either way, the increase in inflation and the cost of goods and the decrease in the value of the dollar is making it almost impossible for people to do this. But the government's like, hey, dude, it's tough. Would you like a universal basic income?
Yeah.
Would you like a subsidy?
Right.
And we can't get out of it. What are you going to do? Like, because it's more money to stay home than it would be to go to work. So I'm not gigging the entire population, but there is a portion of the population that refuses to go to work because it ain't cool anymore. Nobody can brag about, I worked 8 hours today. What'd you do? Oh, man, I did this.
I worked at Chick-fil-A today. Like, okay, cool, grind at Chick-fil-A. Yeah. That's like one of the things that I was going to touch on.
Is not having a job.
It's not that they're like lazy. It's that they're entitled to, I feel like that's not good enough for me.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, if you get rid of the entitlement, that job is good enough for you. They'll work. They're just like anybody else. The second that you push them into a job and you give them money and like a sense of satisfaction, like, oh man, I created like 500 burgers a day. That's fucking awesome. But I don't give a shit if you work at McDonald's for like your entire life. If you're a good McDonald's employee, dude, I want a good McDonald's employee working at the McDonald's. I can tell you right now, there's the Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons, for anybody who doesn't know, is a coffee shop / bakery. It's
Canadian staple now.
Canadian staple. It's all over Western New York and like Vermont area and stuff like that. But think of it like a Dunkin' Donuts, right? But better. Now it used to be better. If you're in the suburbs, it's better than Dunkin' Donuts. But like I'm in the city of Buffalo, there's so many morons inside of it where it's like a family business of like, I don't know, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they're just horrible at their job.
You know what's neat though?
They f up everything, and I won't go to that place anymore.
No, I wouldn't.
But if you have a bunch of people in the suburbs that are like, hey, this is actually my full-time job, even if it is, I'm just making coffee for other people. That's okay. They take pride in it. They're happy with serving people. That's great. It's like a mindset thing. Because
it is a mindset thing. And you know what they provide? A schedule.
What do you mean?
So like, say you got a mom or dad that has a tight work schedule with kids or just looking for a different opportunity. You can go to a Tim Hortons. You can go to a Wegmans and be like, hey, I would like to work 2 morning shifts with 1 afternoon shift. I'll give you 32 hours a week. This works for my family. I want to be a lunch person, a janitor, with benefits and retirement at a school. And I would love to get up at 5:30 and I want to be home by 1:30 in the afternoon. So not every job has to be the 6-figure job. Does it provide a living and income for your family on your off time? Yeah, I respect that.
You can have a job that's not $1 million a year and you can be happy and satisfied. You got a schedule.
They gave it to you. Dude, if you're not launching rockets and nobody's dying because you made a coffee, I go to work, dude. I'll be happy. And I got plenty of me left over for my family when I get there. So there's all these little different, views on it. I didn't mean to go so deep on this today. But
so now that we
went too far.
We went too far. We got to bring it back to a little bit of normalcy. So last episode, or a couple episodes ago, some people, I feel like had we talked. It was the restaurant business episode. With Shannon.
We were talking about tipping.
We're talking about tipping. But it went over people's heads, and I want to I'm not clarifying anything, but I'm saying hold your heart in your hand for a second and stop throwing it at the wall and getting overly concerned.
People heard what they wanted to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there were a lot of we got this money and that money. Go stop.
You have to tip a minimum? What does that mean? No, nobody said you had to tip a minimum.
We had on an absolute professional subject matter expert that worked in high-end restaurants, worked in chain restaurants, got years of experience, makes a living doing this.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have 10 years to tell us everything.
No.
She's got a few minutes on the podcast to tell us the brevity of each situation.
Yeah.
And the big thing was like, well, I don't have money to go out to eat. And I'm like, dude, we're not saying you have to go out to eat and you don't have to give away the paycheck. There's a time and a place for each of these different etiquette things that we brought up.
Yeah.
If I'm going to a different restaurant, I want more time. Dude, the same way that you want shinier rims, bigger rims, and a lift kit on your truck, you're going to pay more to get the custom.
And you got to tell the person what you want.
And if I want to stand out in a crowd of 65 people, 12 tables in a restaurant, I'm going to have to pay to stand out.
Yeah.
My outfit's not going to make me look any more special than anybody else. So when we go out to eat, if I want a certain level of care that's higher than what's standard, money is usually the way to do it. I can't trade you seashells. Those aren't as valuable as they used to be. I have to give you some cash. But at the same point in time, before I go out to eat, it's a plan.
Yeah.
This is an event. I've already gone, This is my group. This is my intent of the meeting. This is where I'm going to go. This is what's happening. If I'm to wine and dine a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whoever, then I have a plan. This is where I'm going for this reason.
Yeah.
So I'm going to implement the proper etiquette to make it better. Buying drinks for the staff.
Oh, everybody liked that. People didn't know about that. Yeah. I didn't know about it either.
But I'm in the restaurant for 3 hours at that point, though. I'm a 3-hour deal at that restaurant. I'm sitting down enough for the staff to get to go, oh, he wants another dumpling? Boom, roll it out. He wants another steak. He wants an appetizer for them. Yep, we know this guy. He's been here. He's here for 3 hours. We're paying for the table. I'm renting the space.
Yeah.
Time is money. And I feel like some people kind of lost that a little bit. And they got mad.
Well, I also feel like they didn't recognize that. I'm not saying, you touched on this, you don't have to pay $1 million, but you do have to stand out. And you getting at a table at a nice restaurant, I'm not saying Chili's, right? If you get a table at a nice restaurant.
But my mission is different at Chili's.
Well, correct. But if you get a table at a nice restaurant, or even Chili's, we'll say any restaurant, because I think that this applies with the overall topic that we're hitting on, which is you want to stand out, right? Imagine you go to a bar and you're trying to pick up a chick. Are you going to pick up that chick by just like sitting in the corner and being like, she doesn't even know how cool I am? No, you're not. You're going to go ask her if you want a drink. Dude. You're going to schmooze her. You're going to buy her friends a drink. Yeah. It's the same thing with the restaurant business. Hey, I want this person to take care of me. I want extra. I want to get laid tonight is the equivalent of really top tier service. I'm going to show them that I'm a good time, that I want to work with them, and that I'm going to be worth the extra attention they're going to give me. Yeah. And one of the things that people like took way out of context was there's a minimum tip. First of all, let me touch on this. In the restaurant that Shannon works at, and in many restaurants, there's no like included gratuity. It's just they get paid less than the minimum wage because there is a reliance on tips. And you go, that's not fair. Yeah, okay, it ain't fair. And guess what? The Titanic still sank and killed 1 million people. Who gives a shit?
All right. I had a buddy that worked at the Bellagio. He could look at a barcode on the back of the bottle, tell you where it was made, when it was made, and how it got here.
Yeah.
If you're going to the Bellagio and you want a drink, you're giving this dude $20 for his master's degree in reading barcodes, labels, and liquors. That's what you're paying for. If I'm going to a different restaurant, like Chili's, I'm paying for mass productions of product.
Yeah.
I want this as fast as humanly possible, and
I'm paying for consistent. 2 for $20 on a Thursday night.
Before I go out, I already have a mission in mind, and I know what it's going to cost me. I know what it's going to entail, and I kind of know what the night's going to look like. We're asking you to back plan, and we just gave you different techniques to kind of operate in the environment that you're going to to be successful. We're not telling you have to tip. You don't have to tip. You do what you
But if you go out to dinner, like there was a guy in the comments like, I go out to dinner, I don't tip anybody. Like, oh, you're a fucking then. So like nobody is worth a couple $5 to be like, oh, they took care of me.
So if you want to peel that onion back, if we're that abrasive to say that, one, I don't tip, do we not tip because the service is bad, or we don't tip because you didn't have the money, or do you don't tip because it's a point in tip culture has got us crazy? People are putting Venmos and hashtags and addresses on the back of their car. I'm going out drinking, Venmo me $1.
Yeah.
It's my dude, stop asking for money. When I'm in like a Chipotle, if they ever flipped that thing around and said, hey, would you like a tip? 0.
No.
We're in a line cook situation. Nobody's provided anything special. This is literally the Henry Ford of food. You have an assembly line.
So you literally scooped
not tipping.
A big spoon into a thing and plopped it in a pile.
With limited eye contact, and it didn't feel personal.
You didn't even spit in it.
Oh.
I paid extra.
Spit on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, either way. It's for a cop. It's a liter of cola.
Would you say that?
Is there spit in here?
But yeah, it amazed me that there are people that didn't like read in between the lines of our conversation that were like, you mean you had to tip a, no, you don't have to tip a minimum of anything. But Shan did say, if I'm doing a really good job and you're really enjoying yourself, did I not work for that?
So
did I not deserve and earn that because I was spectacular for you?
And fun fact.
And if you go, well, that's just your job.
Well
all
okay.
right. If it's just your job, then she can just bring you the food and shut the up.
Maximize the minimum.
Yeah.
Shannon didn't show up for fun.
No.
She showed up because this is her livelihood.
And she's a gangster at it.
She is gangster at it. A lot of people love Shannon in the comments. Like, you got to bring her back, women power. I'm like, yeah,
she'll be back. Yeah, we're going to have another restaurant episode with her.
Oh, she's fun, dude. Fit right in. I haven't picked her brain about conspiracy theories yet, but we'll see. Yeah. Dude, she's boss. But yeah, a lot of the comment section, we get burnt when we try to explain something and then it kind of goes sideways. the unintended consequence of the words. Like,
Well,
I didn't mean to say that you have to spend all your money in a restaurant. I'm just kind of like, hey, if you're out, this is what you look at doing.
Well, it's one of those things where if I want to find a reason to be upset, then I will find a reason to be upset, which is what some people did. Hope you come back from that. Right? I'm not gonna tell you to go away for forever. We all make mistakes.
No, but to be so abrasive, and I guess it's like a level 1 problem. I don't tip. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. So like just period. We're not even gonna think about what ifs.
All
okay.
Right, so here's a fun one.
What if Sandra Bullock showed up like Miss Congeniality, Sandra Bullock, and then give you a lap dance, and you're like, nah, that's all right, 0 tip. All right, well then
you're not getting that lap dance again ever. Right? But to give you an idea on how some of our brains work sometimes, and I know a lot of people in the comment section do see it this way. If I offered you a drink and you're like, no, thank you, I wouldn't offer you another one. You said no, thank you.
Yeah.
If I offered you a drink and you're like, no, I don't drink anymore. What's with the I don't drink anymore? I just offered you a drink. It's a social setting. Yeah. Now I'm thinking like, why doesn't this person drink? Are you inviting me into your world to say, hey, you don't drink anymore? Why? What happened? Generally, it's a negative thing that we feel regret for, and we'll bring that up and be like, "Oh my god, I feel like this is a heavy thing
I'm putting it on you." No, I don't drink anymore. Like,
yeah, like it's my fault,
like
right?
It's your fault. You should know better. Like, oh, this person's already gonna be a handful.
So when we hear things like, "I don't tip," I want to sit down with this person and go, "Dude, well, show me on the dial where the tipping thing hurt you."
Yeah, who hurt you?
And I want to know why. I want to know more about it because.
Did you pay 20% at Chipotle one time by accident? Is that what you did? You hit the button.
I've done that. I have over-tipped on accident and did not mean to. Nonverbal communication, the service was not good. The tip was good, but the service was not.
Yeah.
But I always like to look further. When somebody stands out of like 200 or 600 comments, so affirmative and just so in place, I want to know where that person stands and why. Because if you're that firm and that resolute about it, like where do you get the strength?
Yeah.
Is the strength based on knowledge and education or ignorance?
I think it's based on an emotional reaction.
Emotional reaction.
I was hurt. Something happened to me, and now I'm mad about it, and I'm going to let everybody know I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. You can go to Chili's and pay a 0 tip, but
don't go back.
Man, don't go. Yeah, like you're going to ruin. There's only a limited number of restaurants you can go to if you don't tip.
When we patron businesses or you talk to a police officer, you go to a city hall, you go to a building, you don't have home court advantage. You don't have home field advantage. You're working in somebody else's AO.
Yeah.
You better learn to speak their language. And depending on whether you're willing to give emotional credit, financial credit being a tip, or something other, educational tip, informational, then don't be there.
And the thing that I want to harp on is that for New York State, where Shannon works, they don't get paid minimum wage. They get paid below minimum wage because they're expected to get a tip. And whether that's fair or not, that's not for us to argue right now. I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah.
So when I see people go, you shouldn't get a tip anyway, I go, all right, she's getting paid like $3 an hour because she's relying on her ability to be such a good server that you'll go, you know what? Thank you for that. And the business is telling her that, and so is New York State. Well, you better be fucking great at this because if you just rocked on what you were getting for straight time, you'd be making $3 or $4 an hour.
When I'm relying on my patrons as a source of income so that I can subsidize my waitress's payment, I've now delivered food for half the cost. I'm going to pay shit. Food just runs itself.
Yeah.
Takes the order, runs into the machine, comes out. And as a business owner, I'm like, this is sweet. I ain't paying her shit. But it's customary. This is what our culture is. And I know the culture was definitely diluted and perverted over a period of time with tipping.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for this.
People have taken advantage of it. Yeah.
And this, Shannon, isn't that.
Correct.
That environment isn't that. Most waitresses aren't that. But when it comes to, like I said, the flip the screen thing, what did you do? If you can articulate whatever job you just did and justify why I should give you extra money, yeah, you can have my extra money. Because I had to work my hours. I had to get my taxes taken out. This is what's left over at the end of the week, and you want it? Better be a good reason why you want my money. But if it's just for doing the thing on the assembly line with the scoop, you can't do it, dude. You're getting paid. I'm not.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to walk into your world, disrupt everything that you have to do, take all your time and effort, I'm going to compensate you for that. I will. That's just how that works. As a civil servant, I don't get compensated.
I will say this, though. When I go somewhere and I'm in Popo uniform, I always tip.
Yeah.
They turn around that iPad, and I'm like 20%, absolutely.
That's a
Thank
leave me
you so
alone
much.
money. That's a
we're okay. Please,
it's negotiation.
please don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Please don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
We actually arrested a guy one time. I think it was Checkers on Delaware Ave in the city of Buffalo. This is a couple years ago. A copper went in his car through the drive-through.
Yeah.
Dumb. And was like, I'd like a burger. And like one of them on the headset where he heard it, it came over the loudspeaker, was like, I'm going to spit in his food and show him. And they arrested that dude right there. I forget if they found spit in it or not, because they took the burger and they tested it for like human DNA. It's not that hard.
No.
You know, hey, there's a beef patty. There should only be beef on it. Oh, hey, there's human DNA on this beef patty.
Saliva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, it's a wild world we live in, dude.
Yeah, people will with your food.
So you talk about tips, and I brought up like emotional, educational, informational. Tips are compliments too. I don't have to give you a compliment. I don't have to say thank you. I don't even have to acknowledge you as a human being.
Yeah.
But it makes the transaction easy, right? If I'm a cordial person. Well, it costs me emotional effort, but
going out to eat and having a server come and talk to you is a relationship. It's emotional. It is a one-on-one thing.
Absolutely.
It is not like you can't say I dated a woman once and therefore because she cheated on me, all women are cheaters. That's not how that works.
People think that.
I know. Well, talk to Andrew Tate. So it's the same thing with the service industry, right?
Okay.
Like each moment is its own relationship. It's a brand new date. You can't bring that baggage from someplace to this new one.
No, that was definitely something that I looked at. I'm like, man, people just are really missing the message on this, or they're listening and hearing what they want to hear.
Yeah, and it wasn't everybody. Yeah. I just saw like a handful of them.
Yeah.
I was like,
but again,
like Mr. I will never tip and I don't tip. I was like, okay, well that's an extreme.
I feel like I've read that comment.
Yeah, so it was on Pepperbox.
Yeah, I did not.
Well, you are upset, sir. What is?
But again, I'd like to find more. Like, if
somebody
there's
poop
an
in your
opportunity
chili?
to learn from that one. But again, not the standard Pepperbox comment.
Yeah. True. Yeah, not the overall.
Oh God, no. Very supportive. But
speaking of Pepperbox, Joe, you should join us for the Pepperbox exclusively on Pepperbox, the Overserved exclusively on Pepperbox, because that's where we're going to go right now and talk about some of this stuff, but a little bit more less PG and a little bit more fun and racy. I have been one of your hosts, AC Rich High Angry Cops, and this is your other host, Joe, G.I. Joe, Average Joe. Goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, Joe.
Bye, Joe. Tanner, anything?